What's up, guys? Back to Twilight Noobs. We're back with a ton of energy, and we're not messing around at all. We're here. We are ready. We read our books today, pretty much. You guys know how it is, reading these books. It's pretty intense. It's non-stop action. There's a lot going on. Things are constantly changing, and the ball keeps moving. And that's not irony, and that's not satire. That's actually completely how it happens in the book. Wouldn't you say so, Jason?
Yes, I would.
Liar. This book is so slow. This book is the slowest of the slow.
These two chapters, not only is there suicide talked about in these chapters.
Holy crap.
After reading these chapters, I almost committed suicide myself.
Oh, Stephanie Meyer, take that!
No, I actually like these chapters. I'm not gonna
Class
lie.
action lawsuit against Stephanie Meyer, mass suicide because of her cult book.
I actually didn't mind these chapters so much. They
Really?
weren't super long, and I felt like
They were boring.
I felt like we learned a lot more about werewolves, to be honest. Like I felt like we learned more about them, I guess. Bella
Honestly?
Bella can just be taken out of the Bella just whatever. But like the werewolf stuff, like that's fine with me. It's just the Bella. Like Bella brings these chapters down.
Honestly, I think we could learn a lot more about werewolves if they just started doing more. Like if Bella was just around and they constantly turned into werewolves. That'd be way better. Because then she'd actually be in danger and we'd see what a werewolf is and does and all that stuff. And it's not just a whole bunch of talking. It's a lot of just, what a book should be. Describing situations like that are intense, that are actually captivating. We're just constantly like in Billy's house or hanging out with a deformed lady. And it's like, okay.
We get some werewolf, a little bit of action here. Not much, but we get a little bit of werewolves in these chapters.
Well, I'll tell you where we got some action. We got some action on our Apple Podcasts webpage.
Nice segue.
We got a 5-star review from Illy Billy. And let me tell you, it put a smile on my face. Fun and nostalgic. After listening to your podcast for a while, I'm finally writing a review, lol. I was a fan of the Twilight series back in middle school/high school. What? Okay, fine. I didn't know there were fans. Just kidding, there were a ton of fans. Last year, I went to the 10-year anniversary... What?
They had a 10-year anniversary screening at a movie theaters?
Ugh. Oh, man.
All four? Like, all the movies?
Did you buy a ticket? Oh, you disgrace. I'm just kidding. You're not a disgrace. You wrote us a 5-star review.
This person's better than you, Eric.
True.
This person is so much cooler than you. So.
I know. Okay.
Shut it.
Screening and ended up falling back in love with the goofiness of it all. Okay, I can understand that. I can't tell you how many people at the anniversary screening were laughing. It was like watching The Room. Oh, it's like that it's a super terrible movie. And it's so bad that it's funny.
I've never seen it.
I found out. So. No, I get what he's trying to say.
Okay.
I found out about this podcast on a Twilight subreddit. Oh, we're on Reddit? Dude. And now I've been listening for a few months. It's a fun way to walk down memory lane because Jason and Eric, shout outs to us, provide a fresh eye that's able to notice all the strange and ridiculous moments. Thank you. As a fan of the Twilight series, I recommend any fan or noob to give the podcast a chance. And then there's a direct comment at us, at Jason and Eric. There's so many times I want to answer your questions about the character powers, movies, etc. Well, please don't. You guys should definitely make a subreddit dedicated to the podcast. I don't know how to use Reddit, but maybe we'll do it. Thank you.
Oh, I'll look into it.
Or parentheses. What is that? Oh, it's parentheses. Also, I still think about the episode where you guys were ripping your shirts. I was laughing so hard, lol.
Correction, only one of us ripped a shirt, and that was
That's right. That's my boy. That's right. Give me my props where I deserve it. This guy over here was ripping paper. He was ripping stupid paper. Thinking that was
I was ripping paper. We still need money to replace Eric's shirt, by the way.
True. I am out of one Hanes. I need Hanes. I accept Fruit of the Loom.
Nothing beats that comfort.
Nothing. So silky smooth. Thank you very much, Illy Billy.
Not a sponsor.
Could be.
Sweet. Awesome review. It's been a while, and so it makes me really happy.
Yeah, it's been about a month since we got a review.
Yeah.
So it works.
That's awesome. Dude, we're climbing up. So thank you so much. I'll look into the subreddit thing. If people are actually going to use it or look at it, then why not?
Why not?
Why not? All right.
Who knows?
Today we're covering chapters 14 and 15.
Yeah, we're going to talk about mermaids.
What? Are you reading the same book as me?
Okay, bad joke. Family. Was it family?
Yeah, Family was the first chapter.
All right, good.
It's I read these today, so they're a little bit fresh in the mind.
I technically read these a week ago.
Yeah. You know how Jason works, everyone.
No one knows how you work. I'm the only one here that knows. Everybody else thinks we record these things like weeks in advance, probably.
I'm such a procrastinator. We usually.
If you guys listen to this on Saturday the 20th of what is it, July? It's my wife's
July
birthday,
20th.
by the way. If you're listening to this on my wife's birthday, you are literally listening to it the same day that we recorded it. This is the worst we've ever been.
Okay,
and it's all Jason's fault.
I went on a camping trip. Like it's been a stressful week. Okay, just
Tell me. Okay, first off, let's set the foundation. Jason is white. That's why I call him pasty all the time. Because he's a stinking nut. He does not like going outside because he's a nerd. And you go camping. He goes camping for a week. Who does that? The guy goes exactly where he doesn't want to go. He's
camping.
in the sun all day long.
No, I don't like the sun because I burn so easy. It's so stupid.
That's what all the nerds say.
It's miserable, dude. Who wants to be in the sun if you burn that easy? Like,
no, nobody wants to be around you in the sun because you'll make them miserable. Oh, ouch! Does that burn? Because the sun doesn't burn as much as that did. Oh, ouch!
All right, here we go. Chapter 14. Ignoring all of that stupid stuff. All right. So, if you remember, we left off with Jacob and Bella. They were talking on the beach. I believe it's at the beach. But they were talking about how Bella has information about bloodsuckers, about vampires. What?
Oh, I remember. Sorry, I thought the end of the chapters that we've read were the end of the chapters of last week. So I was like, hold on, we're skipping something, but never mind. My bad. We haven't gotten to the cliff jumping part yet.
No. So they, like, Bella has information about basically Victoria, and they're gonna share it with the other werewolves. So Jacob's, like, basically called the other werewolves to their location, and they're gonna have a group meeting.
Hold on, was this the part where he, like, changes into a wolf real quick, away from Bella, and then comes back?
Away from Bella.
So he does, like, a sat phone call to all the wolf, the pack. He's like, just goes into wolf mode. He's like thinking about it, and he's like, "Okay, everybody knows to come."
Yeah, but we find out why he went off by himself to like talk to them because
he can talk when he's in a wolf.
No, he stripped down naked because he doesn't want to rip his clothes, which we find out later here. Like he undressed so he didn't destroy his clothes, then turned into a wolf, then changed back to a human, put on his clothes, and then came down. So he didn't want to be nudie in front of Bella.
Oh, that's a smart man. Do they have a Goodwill or a Salvation Army in Forks?
Oh, I'm sure they didn't have a O'Reilly's, so
O'Reilly. Not a sponsor.
Take off my shirt in front of Bella. All right, so he had a good opportunity here to take off his like shirt, in front of Bella and being like, "Oh, like I need to go and talk to them real quick," and then like went off and took off his pants and stuff. But he did not take this opportunity. What a sad day. But anyways, so
Forks has several thrift stores. Oh no, he doesn't live in Forks. Where does he live? He lives in La Push.
Is La Push actually a thing? We know Forks is.
Yeah, La Push is right there. That's the beach.
Okay.
It's got like this little island off the thing. There's a little place to go cliff jumping. I don't see a reservation though. Oh wait, there's a place called Quileute. Dude. It's canon. There's probably an Indian tribe there. Oh!
At some point, we should do like a bonus episode where we actually like go to Forks because we're not that far away. Like we could just go to Forks or something for a bonus.
You can go there for the day.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, or leave early in the morning, drive all the way there.
It's probably only like a 2.5 hour drive, maybe 3.
Really? I thought it'd be further than that.
I think it's right under Seattle, so yeah, it's probably like a 3.
Okay, so if we were gonna drive to Sarge's attic in Forks, it would take us. Choose a starting port. It would take us 7 hours.
To get there?
To get there.
No, that's wrong.
Dude, you were so off.
That's wrong. No,
no, it's 7 hours,
it's not that far.
dude.
No,
it's 410 miles away.
No, you're wrong. It's not even further than Seattle, is it?
Yeah, dude. Okay, think of it this way. Seattle's a little bit past halfway to get.
So it's like in the corner. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not that far. It's not 7 hours. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. No, if you drive the Google route, it's going to take 7 hours to get there, and that's the fastest way. Anyways,
it wants you to go through Seattle. That's the problem.
Well, if you went another way, it'd probably be even slower.
That's why. That's stupid. Yeah, that's it. They need a different route to get there. That's why.
I bet if you took any other route, it would be slower, man. Could almost guarantee it. Doesn't matter.
Anyways, okay. Yeah, it'd be like a day thing. Okay,
2-day thing.
So.
Hey, you would like it, though. You wouldn't be in the sun so much.
Alright, so Jacob and Bella, let's actually get into this, man. We've been delaying hardcore.
Yeah. And Edward. Don't forget Edward.
So they basically okay, what is up with these I'm not trying to be like racist and saying Indians here, but what's up with these Indians and naming their kids? Look at these names. Sam, Jared, Paul. Like the most Jacob. Like
Brett.
What are these names, dude?
It's a lack of creativity on the author's side, maybe. Maybe like, they're all the boys at her school that she grew up with.
Stephanie was just like went online and said, "What are the most common, basic,
boy baby names.
lame names ever?" Yeah, and then she just 100. Put them in right here. So they show up, Sam, Jared, Paul, and they're like, "Okay, what's going on here? Why is Bella here? Like, why can't you just follow the rules, Jacob?
You suck. Trying to get people killed."
Jacob says, and then so basically Jacob's saying like, "Oh, Bella can help. She's got information for us," but they're really against this. I'm sure the leech lover is just dying to help us out.
Leech lover.
Jacob's like, "Don't talk about her like that."
Do you think Stephanie made leech lover up? If that's like an original nickname she came up
with? Possible. I don't know.
Because if she did, I'd have to give her mad props for that. Because
mad props is a good one.
That totally sounds like something a pack of Indians that hate vampires would call them. Like, it's awesome. I think it's good.
Yeah. One of them isn't like the others, the werewolves, and we'll kind of get into that when it comes up when they're driving to Sam's house. But anyways, so I love these names. And I brought that up at the beginning because it's so funny hearing Paul, relax. Jeez, Paul, get a grip. Like it's such like the names get at me like Paul, you idiot. Like I don't know. I think these names are just ridiculous. So
ridiculous.
So they're just mad. Basically, like Paul and Jacob start going at it a little bit. Paul actually ends up transforming into a werewolf because he's so mad about Bella being there. He explodes.
He doesn't transform. They're exploding.
There was a loud ripping noise, and the boy exploded.
Where does all this fur come from? I want to know that.
Yeah, so Bella says into a shape more than 5 times his size. So it's like, you know, like when the Hulk transforms, he gets like bigger. Yeah, so his muscles like get huge. So apparently these wolves like when they transform, like their muscles just I don't know. It's so interesting.
You want to watch the transformation in high definition in slow motion under a microscope to see what's actually going on. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm interested to see how the movie does these transformations, like how the CGI is.
Oh, it's just morphing a human into a wolf. There's nothing cool about it.
I know. I'm just interested.
It'll probably be the same terrible site, like what's it called? Special effects as like the old Power Rangers movies or something. You know,
like if it's as bad as Edward's shimmering skin, then
or him running up the hill with Bella on his back.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Okay. So
you know what would be cool is if they actually kind of like had terrible special effects like that. Like, let's say Jacob has to jump in the air and turn into a wolf, but instead of him like having some cool special effect, they just throw a dog in front of him when he's jumping in the air. And so they lose him behind the dog, and then they just keep following the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that. We should do that. Oh, yeah. By the way, my wife said that they already have like a parody of the Twilight series, and it's hilarious. So we're gonna have to watch that too.
It's already hilarious.
I know, but the parody is gonna be hilarious. She says it's really good. She said we love it, so I was like, all right, we gotta watch that too.
I don't know. We'll see. It's probably
dude. Are you kidding me? I want to watch it.
Parody movies are always like not as good as like.
She said it was hilarious.
Yeah, but she also doesn't like Monty Python. So...
You're right. Oh man, okay, can't be trusted. We're gonna have to watch it for ourselves.
Yeah, we have to watch it for ourselves. So Jacob then transforms to match Paul, but we find out that Jacob is actually like
good at it.
He's actually good at it. He does this sweet move where he like jumps and he like
backflips
in the air. He
does a gainer, dude.
Gainer transforms. He yells hardcore parkour as he does it. He's like a little bit bigger too than Paul. So basically, they go off into the woods or fighting, and Sam is like, "Hey, bring Bella to Emily," and so he then transforms and kind of goes after Jacob and Paul. So this is where we get to.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
So Bella's there. Bella's looking at these two wolves or whatever just explode out of the air, but there's something really awkward that Stephenie Meyer will never address, but everybody knows about it. If you have a dog that hasn't been neutered, dude, their balls are bouncing around everywhere in your face. There's no way you're not going to see the balls. So Jacob is totally exposing himself every time he turns into a wolf because he's not neutered.
The other question. Oh man, why are we bringing this up?
Oh my gosh, it's so bad.
Since we're going there, we might as well just go all the way.
Go all the way.
The other question is how.
This book is so dumb. I just thought of that right now and I can't get it out of my head. Hey. Just watching Jacob, like his wrist clothes rip apart, burst into the air, start fluttering down. He hits the ground, but something just keeps jiggling. Okay, I'm done.
No,
I'm gonna mute my mic.
Okay, so yeah, but that's not gonna mute it in Audacity.
Yeah, it is. I just pushed the button on my mic.
You better make sure that it's still recording, dude. I'm gonna be so mad at you if we have to do stupid
the light's not
again.
Can you hear me? It's recording. So, I muted myself for a second.
My other question is, how fast do they transform?
Instantly. Boom. They're exploding.
Because they made it sound like Jacob transforms really smooth, like it's really quick. So my question is, how awkward is it for, like, if Paul isn't that fast? Like, that could, like, you know what I mean? Like, do I have to really explain what I'm trying to say?
Maybe one tooth comes out at a time. He's like transforming. When they're doing those.
I'm not even going to explain what I meant by that.
Transformers. Oh, you're not? Oh.
No. No.
Okay, well, I wasn't going the same direction you were. I'm kind of in shock that you would take it that way. Interesting. Anyways, to answer your question in actual Twilight theory, he's not slow at transforming. He just doesn't have control to get it to like transform when he wants to. He'll just start shaking and he'll get mad and he'll be like, "Ugh!" So he's not as good at it.
I'm just saying it could be super awkward if they don't transform like instant. That's all I'm saying. There could be
all right.
stuff going on. All right. Anyways,
there could be. There quite possibly could be.
Sam takes off his shoes before he transforms, and I thought this was super funny because I'm just picturing him like he just like laid down like $200 on some like super awesome Air Jordans or something, and he's just like, I don't want to destroy these shoes. Like, so he just like just neatly like undoes the laces and puts them down. But
that's definitely not what he did. He kicked them off while he was running.
Yeah,
which is really hard to do, by the way. I can't do that.
He probably didn't have them tied. You know what I mean? These probably are like these guys are probably ready to transform at any moment, so they probably just don't tie their shoelaces.
They strategically have like really weird.
They have they have those tearaway pants.
Like Velcro shoes.
Yeah, the Velcro, just like
tearaway pants. That's how you do it. And then they have purple shorts on because they're Hulk.
They're the Hulk. So, oh man, I hope that in the movie they don't have like ripped shorts on. That would be so stupid.
When they come back?
Yeah, when they come back, like it's some stupid like that'd be so dumb. Anyways.
Nah, dude. They'll have like they'll somehow the pelt will stay behind, so they'll use that to fashion a robe out of it real quick.
Dude, you can make some money if it did get left behind. That's for sure.
Right? That'd be hilarious if they just kept selling their pelts.
I did wonder about that because so here in a little bit we meet Emily and she makes food and she's like feeding the boys, which would be a lot of food because these guys eat a lot. Like Sam doesn't work.
Right? Where are they getting all this money?
Yeah, where are they getting the money? That's
the taxpayers. I'll tell you where it's coming from.
All right, so we find out that apparently Paul gets mad like a lot, and they kind of go at it here and there.
But that's normal.
It's normal that they go
they
at
have
it.
Tempers.
Bella is still like uneasy about all this. She's like, "What if they get hurt?
Gonna get hurt? Oh my goodness! It's
she almost faints at the idea. Like she's like has to like put her head between her knees. Like she's super worried about them like killing each other or something. Like
she'd be feeling woozy.
So we get a lot of Embry and Jared talking here. We get a little bit of information, but excuse me. Oh my gosh, my throat just like clogged up for a second.
Have some talking rain.
Yeah, not sponsored. Okay, so we find out that these two make a lot of bets.
They make their beds?
They make bets.
Oh,
they make a lot of bets.
Gotcha. It's true.
So
they are Indian. They probably have a casino somewhere.
Oh my gosh. You're on a roll today.
I'm an offensive piece of crap.
Yeah, you are. You're the worst. Okay. We just lost all of our viewers. Okay, so...
Whatever, dude. All the Indians are like clapping and hooting and hollering. Like, yeah, it's true. We do.
So Jake is apparently...
That's where all the money's coming from. I figured it out. It's not the taxpayers. Sorry, I'm done.
Actually freaking just read the book? Can I move on?
No. My bad. Okay. Muting myself.
Mute yourself, boy. We find out Jacob's a natural and transforming and just being a wolf. We find out why later on. But
it's in his genes.
In his genes that are shredded on the ground right now. So
not those genes.
Yeah, they're going to go see Emily. They're saying, hey, you know that she'll have food waiting because she's a woman, apparently. I don't know, whatever. Anyways. So
she's the mama. She's the mama of the
giving
pack.
us a ride, but Bella's not going to drive because she's feeling a little woozy. So Embry takes the wheel. So they're driving and
betting.
So this is when we get a little bit of information about werewolves. So he says, how did Jake get around the injunction anyways? And then Bella is super confused by this. And Embry has to explain the order, like not to spill the beans. How did he tell you about this? So we find out that, so we know that Bella guessed that he was a werewolf. So I'm kind of interested with what he's saying here, the injunction, the order. So is there some sort of like spell or something when you're a werewolf that you can't tell anyone that you're a werewolf or something?
No, I think it's just hardcore like tradition and secrets. That's all.
Oh, so like when they're werewolves, they can read each other's minds or something like that. I'm guessing that's kind of what he's talking about here. Like so he's not the one that actually told Bella. That's what I'm assuming. But
I thought it was just like a jab at Indian culture of being like, oh, this is super sacred and no one will ever talk about it at all. Like they'd rather, like in their culture, they'd rather die than actually break an oath or something like that. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's all she was trying to say.
So they're going to Emily's house, Sam's girlfriend, actually fiance.
Wow.
We find out that apparently Emily is disfigured in some way. Embry warns Bella to not stare because Sam does not like it when people stare at Emily. So that would be more awkward though if you're just like looking at the ground while you're talking to her though, like, hey Emily, So
yeah.
You got to be like smooth looking, you know what I mean? You got to be looking, but like,
gotta have that balance.
Yeah, you got to look at like between the eyeballs or something. You know what I mean? Like, don't like that's the only place you look. You never look anywhere else.
Right at the nose. Stare at the nose.
We also find out that there was a treaty, so like we're not technically allowed. They're not technically allowed to go on coal and turf. But like Laurent was there and all this stuff, so there was like I don't know. It's I guess it's okay or something, but the part of the treaty as well is that vampires are not allowed to bite humans.
Right.
So there's like more to the like werewolves and vampires, like their treaties and different like things that they have between each other that they're not allowed to break, or they have rules and all this stuff. So they try to like live like without each other, but like not what's the word I'm looking for? They're trying not to like get in the way of each other's life. Like they're separate and all this stuff, but they don't want to like attack each other. Like there's no war. This is a peaceful thing between the two of them. And then the Cullens leaving, I don't really know if that affects anything. Like, do they just now own all of the space? Like, did they just take over and like no vampires are allowed now? Anywhere?
I don't know. Maybe. Probably.
Like their territory. Get what I mean?
I would imagine their territory is as far as they can run because they're just protectors, right?
Well, they probably mark their territory too, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
But
Doc joke.
So apparently, Jared and Embry made a bet about two bets. The second bet is if Bella would hurl in the truck because she looked queasy. She did not, so Jared lost that bet. And then we find out that he loses the first bet, which was if Paul could even leave a mark on Jacob, which he does not. So apparently Jacob is just like an absolute beast, no pun intended, and.
Doc joke.
Man, I'm not gonna make a lot of those for some reason. It's just too easy. But anyways, they show up to Emily's house, and Emily is a young woman with copper skin and long, straight, black hair. Why did I say crow?
I have no idea. I was trying to find where you're reading. I was like, what's a crow? I said that.
But anyway, she made huge muffins and just got them ready on a paper plate for them. So she doesn't understand why they told her not to stare at Emily, because apparently she's just super beautiful, which we know how Bella works around beauty. She's just like awestruck and just has to go on about like 5 pages about how beautiful someone is.
Right.
But so this is where we find out what's going on. So the right side of her face was scarred from hairline to chin by 3 thick red lines. They've been healed for a little bit, but there's obviously scars. One line pulled down the corner of her dark, almond-shaped right eye, and another twisted the right side of her mouth into a permanent grimace. I really hope that when she meets someone for the first time, she goes, "You want to know how I got these scars?"
I knew you were going to do that. Somehow I knew. Right when I read that, I was like, Joker. Jason's going to say something about the Joker. Instantly.
Let's put a smile on that face. Oh, I really hope that, like, after she watches... Because obviously, at this point, The Dark Knight isn't out yet. But when she watches it, she's going to be like, hey! And then she's going to start making jokes. That would be awesome. But Probably not.
Probably not. Highly doubt.
So they meet each other, Bella and Emily. Emily has a little sense of humor here. She says, "Oh, so you're the vampire girl? Ah, nice one." And then Bella replies,
You're the leech lover.
"You're the leech lover girl, aren't you?" And then Bella replies, "Yes. Are you the wolf girl?" And Emily loves this comment, so it's pretty good. She isn't surprised about how
They're already best friends.
I'm having like burp issues, man. You were burping before the podcast.
Drink some Talking Rain. Not a sponsor.
We find out that Emily is used to this whole Sam, Paul, Jacob fighting, yada yada yada, like boys will be boys type thing.
Yeah, they're teenagers.
You got that right. Bella, are you hungry? She starts eating at a muffin. Then they start showing up. Sam is the first one, and he kind of goes and like kisses Emily on her scars a little bit, and like kisses her and stuff like that. Like, I think he probably does this every day to be like, I'm sorry about hurting you, yada yada yada.
He's showing his love and affection.
Yeah,
it's very intimate.
So they show up, and like I said, Jacob isn't hurt, but Paul is a little bit. $15, not a huge bet, but $15 is what Jared owes Embry, if anyone's keeping count. No one is. All right, cool. Move on.
Pretty much.
So this is when they start actually talking about Victoria. They're saying that the reason why Victoria is in and around Forks or La Push is that she is after Bella.
Trying to get some revenge
on the mate, killing James, right? Is it James?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that whole revenge thing, they go over all that. Embry says
call her bait.
She's just a girl. Yeah, like I don't, but Jacob is set on Bella is not bait. Like, this is not happening. Not going. Like, not on my watch. They go over a plan. Basically, the plan is to leave a few holes and see if she falls for it. Like, they're going to split up and see if Victoria will kind of fall for, like, oh, there's no one, like, here. Like, maybe, like, I'm good to go, and she'll start, like, taking off. And they're kind of hoping for that, just to kind of catch her off guard. I don't know if it's here or later on, but they talk about how they killed Laurent, and they talk about how they caught up to him. I think it was Jacob. I think Jacob talks about later on about their speed. And so we find out that wolves are fast. Like, they caught up to a vampire, and Bella can't really believe this because it's like she saw how fast like Edward and them ran, and they are fast. So we're finding out that werewolves are pretty beast. You know what I mean? Like,
the only problem is one wolf versus one vampire, the wolf will lose.
You think?
Yeah, dude. They said it somewhere. Like, they have to be in a pack. That's the part. Like, they have to hunt together. Otherwise, they're not effective.
So when I first read this chapter, I made a prediction. I think that Sam or Emily dies by Victoria.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I'm kind of predicting this now. I think either Sam or Emily gets killed. I think that they're kind of setting it up. I think that we've kind of had no casualties on the good side, air quotes. Like, no vampire good or werewolf good has died yet. You know what I mean? They killed James, and that was the only death that we've had so far, except for, like, humans, but who cares about them? Like,
and now Lauren.
Yeah, screw them. But in Lauren. So I really think that Sam or Emily is going to die just because they're, like, in this romance thing. You know what I mean?
Where everything was perfect, and then Bella screwed it all up.
Exactly. Like, I think Jared or, like, Embry or Paul will die, too. I think I definitely think there's going to be, like, Jared's going to be, like, dying, and he pulls out his wallet, and he's like, here's your $15. No. So, I don't know. I think there's got to be some casualties on the werewolf side. I think at least Sam or Emily. I don't think both. I'm thinking probably Paul or Jared as well. There has to be. Like, they can't.
I can see something happening. I don't know if it's going to be that, though. I feel like someone's going to get hurt. I don't think they're going to die.
I think it's poor writing to have everyone on the good side live. It's so unrealistic.
I'm pretty sure someone's going to get hurt. But that might be it.
No, someone's going to die. I'm predicting it right now.
What happens if a werewolf gets bit?
By a vampire? Ooh. They become the most ultimate weapon ever.
Are they immune? They might just be immune. I wonder if it'll go into that.
I wonder if it probably will go over that, maybe?
Probably not. She probably couldn't think of anything.
That's a good question.
Oh well.
That's a good like subreddit thing. I'll create that subreddit and you can talk
start it. We talked about it on Twilight
We can't
News.
look at it though because people are gonna just spoil everything. That's the problem.
Wait, we can't participate in our own subreddit?
No way. People are gonna totally spoil stuff.
What if we say no spoilers?
We could write no spoilers, but people are gonna break the rules.
Well, we'll stop reading.
All right, so
we'll have a filter. We'll have one of our
moderator.
admins. Yeah, we'll have a moderator. There we go. We got it. We got it made. I know how Reddit works now already. I made it up. Okay, ready to go.
All right, so they're gonna hunt Victoria. That's the plan.
They're gonna say bye. And they say, "Okay, come down first thing tomorrow." She's like, "Okay."
Yep, 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 yep. So, what? Charlie? They're like worried. So Bella's worried about Charlie. Obviously, they go home and Charlie and Bella talk for like the first time. It seems like in a long time.
Right? He doesn't participate at all in her life.
No. Chuck is all about them pizza and about them sports.
Does he get pizza that often? I thought he didn't eat that much pizza.
He eats pizza in this chapter.
Oh.
So I don't know. That's why that's why I thought about it.
Gotcha.
He probably puts like fish on his pizza.
Dang.
I could see him doing that.
Yeah.
So
fish.
Charlie's
just a
like
massive fish. Not even prepared. He
not even
slaps it down.
Yep.
Pizza puts sauce on the pizza. One whole fish. Chops it in half. Oh, hardcore. Hardcore Chuck.
Dude, he's the best. Okay, so what's going on, Bella? I thought Jacob was part of a gang and you two were fighting, so they made up. Bella explains. In the gang, Charlie responds. So they're just a bunch of teenage boys, or it's like whatever, they're fine. Sam is a cool person, and then they met Emily, the fiance. She asked then, do you know what happened to her? And so this is apparently what like the town thinks, is that she was mauled by a bear during salmon spawning season. So it was like a horrible accident, happened more than a year ago. So apparently Sam has been like a werewolf for about a year then, if that's what's happened.
See, I told you, they're starting to come back.
So she like goes up to the stairs, like she goes to her room. She is basically thinking about like Edward and Jacob. She's thinking about like, am I a hypocrite about favoring how vampires aren't monsters but werewolves are? Edward isn't a killer, but does she actually know if he isn't a killer? Like, she doesn't know his full past, so anything's possible, really.
She could be living a lie.
She dreams then about how basically it's just her and Emily, and they're just waiting for their werewolves to come home. The way that she like phrases this is like she's totally waiting for Jacob to come home safely, so it's like we know.
She's moving on.
Dude, they're totally, before Edward comes back, it's gonna be like they're making out, dude. Like Jacob and Bella are just going at it.
Or you know what it'll be? She'll be like, she'll have a brush and she'll be cleaning his fur.
Oh no!
And then he'll be like, Edward will show up and be like, dog lover. What's something offensive a guy would say about a dog lover? Shoot, I can't think of anything.
Edward's like, I'm more of a cat person myself.
What? don't like bats anymore. Wait, they're not bats.
Cat people. Yeah.
Don't talk about my wife.
Cat people are the worst.
Don't do it. Don't bring it in.
I can't say anything bad about her. It's her birthday. I apologize.
It's true.
Happy birthday.
Attaboy.
That's the end of the chapter, so let's just move on to 15.
Yeah, let's get it over with.
Pressure. Pushing down on me.
Pushing down on me.
You.
You.
No one knows what he says right there.
All right.
I
don't know what he said.
All right. It's spring break. Oh.
Woohoo!
People are drinking. People are taking their tops off. It's spring break, baby.
Is that what's going on?
When they're taking their tops off, I'm talking about their werewolves because they don't want to destroy them Nike shirts, baby.
Nike shirts. Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. I don't know what they're wearing.
I'm trying to think of all the weird things that Indians wear. Like, they'll be wearing flannel shirts and, like, funky-looking hats and stuff like that. And then I just keep thinking of what would happen if, like, it didn't rip off. Like, it just stretched out for him. Like, like it's, like, super stretchy, like a nylon or spandex or something. How awkward, like, all these werewolves would be. Like, a werewolf running around in, like, overalls or something, running around in a flannel shirt.
Oh, man. Could you picture a werewolf in an overalls? How cute would that be, man? I think, like, they have to wear either...
Be a little hillbilly, that's for sure.
They just go to freaking Goodwill and just buy, like, super cheap clothing and just wear it every day. Like, right? Honestly, like,
Makes
they can't...
no sense.
There's no reason for them to get nice stuff. There's no reason.
Especially if they have no control.
Exactly.
Or they should at least invest in some clothes that will stay, you know, like they'll stretch out and then when you watch it, it just goes right back down again or something.
But they grow 5 times their size. There's no way.
Okay, I'm trying to imagine myself getting 5 times as big. I'm trying to do the math here. 5 times.
Well, just look at yourself in high school
5
and then
times.
now.
Oh!
Whoa! Let's go!
You're really bad at math, dude. When I was in high school, I weighed 170. Now I'm like 200. But I understand what you're trying to say. I'm fat. I'm sorry, man.
All right, so
losing weight though.
At the beginning of this chapter, we kind of get Bella being like in her mind, she's like, "Hey, I'm not in a relationship with Jacob. Like, I should maybe mention it again." I know, I wrecked you. I destroyed you.
I can't even focus anymore. I'm just looking at my gut now. I can't go on. This is where the podcast ends.
This is the thumbnail. Take a picture of your like belly and then just that's the thumbnail.
No thanks.
So, like I said, this is like the whole like Bella's like, no, me and Jacob aren't a thing. Like she's totally trying to prove it to herself, like that there's no feelings going on. But she has work. She goes to work and Mike asks, "Hey, are you dating that kid from the Push, the sophomore?" Bella says, "No, not." Well, this is the weirdest response. Not in the technical sense of the word. Like, what?
Well, they're like holding hands, but she doesn't want to be like his girlfriend, you know? She still lets him do everything that he wants to do.
She doesn't care about Mike. Why can't you just say no?
Because she's telling the truth for some reason. She's trying to be as accurate as possible.
This is the weirdest response. Just say no. Like, we're just good friends. Like, I don't understand.
That way Mike backs off.
That too, actually. That'd probably be the better response. I don't know. This is like a weirdest response, though. So that was like it. Like, that's all we get of Mike in like probably the whole book. Actually, he was like in there earlier, but like, I don't know.
But still,
he's done.
He's not that much. Now. Yeah, they're weak characters. They don't have any superpowers.
So later on, they're at Billy's house. Emily brought over a cake. So apparently it was just an awesome cake because even Charlie would like it. Apparently Charlie doesn't like cake. I don't know. Anyways, weirdo.
What a man.
So Jake and Bella skip out early. They go and sit in the rabbit.
He only likes cake if it's got fish on it.
Yeah, fish cake. I love the tuna frosting.
Okay, shut up.
Makes you want to barf. Okay, so they're in the rabbit. They're talking. And he reaches over and takes her hand. Like, this guy, man. Jacob is a player.
No. He's been friend zoned and he's still trying.
I know, but he's not giving up, this boy.
Well, of course not. Are there any girls on the reserve?
Just some cooking ladies.
See what I mean? You see what I mean?
He apparently they are about 108, 109 degrees. So these, like,
they're dead, technically.
So vampires are like the opposite. So they're probably like what, in the 70s, 60s, 50s? I don't know.
They're room
cold.
temperature.
No, they're cold.
No, I did this. I told you already. There's in any world that has physics, there's no reason for a vampire to be cold. They're going to be room temperature. They can only get as cold as the surrounding environment. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. My wife's hands are very, 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 very cold.
But she's not a vampire.
Exactly. But the thing is, her hands are cold because they're not like my skin, which is, probably a good 80 degrees or whatever it is.
Dude.
So to me, it feels cold. But in reality, it's about as cold as my desk or the wall in the house. They're all the same temperature. Guarantee it.
You're stupid.
No. This is just so next level, you can't even comprehend it.
Vampires.
Guarantee it. Are vampires natural refrigerators? The thing is, you're asking Google. There's a bunch of idiots on Google, too, that have websites. I could make a website that says exactly what I'm saying right now, and it would pop up.
Okay, but like Twilight Universe.
Okay, hold on. Let me actually do the search. You don't know how to use Google. I'm not going to Google. Vampire actual body temperature. Guaranteed.
I just found a WikiHow that said how to act like a vampire from Twilight. 14 steps with pictures.
There we go.
Oh no.
Everybody's talking about it. No one's actually got a good idea. They're bringing up Wild Thing. I'm thinking a vampire may well be hotter than room temperature. Oh, take that. Woo! Vampires don't sweat.
You just found
have
the one
no
that
getting
you
rid of
like.
waste. I was just scrolling down until I got to some point that actually started talking about it.
The first one that I saw said they run like 60 degrees, which is not room temperature.
But they didn't give you the whole thing because they might be outside, and guess what? It might just be 60 degrees outside.
You're an idiot.
Dude, you don't even have all of the data.
In this WikiHow, it says imitate Twilight vampire styles, hairs, and makeup.
You should do it. You should put that as our thumbnail.
Avoid eating any human food in sight of others.
And when you do see them eating human food, make a disgusting face, like you eat that.
Yourself enticingly. Refer to things in the distant past as though you were there. Move objects with your mind.
And here's something right here. They would always be just about room temperature. You're done, dude. Get wrecked.
and then there's a community Q&A. It says, I have the scent of Edward Cullen naturally, and I'm extremely pale. Should I worry? Can I be a vampire if I'm African American? Can a girl act like Edward, or should I look for someone else?
What?
What if I'm African American and I have braces on my teeth?
We gotta focus.
I'm just 15 and I'm growing fangs. They really hurt. What should I do?
It really hurt.
Dude, this is the greatest thing I have ever found in my life.
How old is it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's probably not very new.
It says updated, May 24th, 2019.
No, it's not too far away. couple months
84% of readers found this article helpful. You guys need to look this up on your free time. It's way too good. Oh, man. Okay, anyways, continuing on. That is too funny. All right, so Jacob then is like, hey, I can also, like, we can also heal really quickly, too. So,
want to see something cool?
You want to see something so cool? He, like, takes out this pocket knife, and he's gonna, like, stab himself.
Watch me stab my leg.
Wait a second. It's not healing fast. Shoot.
What's going
Just,
on?
like, just, like, blood just, like, going everywhere. Anyways, so Bella convinces him not to, so he's like, all right, okay. Anyways, so they're basically talking about how we're finding a lot about Jacob and his transformation here. Like, was it really, like, that miserable? It was hard, like, during it, apparently. The hardest part was feeling out of control. Like, I can't be sure of myself. And so, is it before? Oh, this is before. Okay, so before this, I was trying to figure out where that part was. But anyways, we find out that the reason why Jacob can transform so easily, like why this werewolf thing is so natural, is because
his lineage.
The lineage. So his great-grandfather was like it was in his blood, like that he was a werewolf, like, and then on his other side, his other great-grandfather was exactly the same. So it's like in his blood, like there's like he's a werewolf through and through. So it's like just because of his genes and all that stuff, it's just super easy for him. And we find out that he's related to Quill, and so we know for sure that Quill will turn into one as well. Like but there's no, it's not like an age thing. We find out that like if you're like angrier, then it probably happens sooner. The reason why Jacob was a little bit more of a late bloomer was because he was so happy. Like he was just chilling with Bella, and like everything was just going well, so he didn't transform. He like transformed when he got home after the movie theater because like there was some stupid fight with Billy. Like it was like the dumbest thing in the world, and so it like caused him just to like freak out. So we find out that obviously with Emily, Sam lost control of his temper, and like she was standing too close, and so obviously Sam got to her, as well. Give her
as a little swipe in the face.
Whoosh. Yep. Apparently a good one, because isn't her just her face, like it goes down her arm too. Like it's like a pretty
makes a little grimace on her face.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so Ephraim Brack was his grandfather, and then, like, Quill. So, yeah, that's where it kind of really goes into it. Quill was his second cousin. So the best part, apparently, about... This is where we talk about the speed. So the best part about being a vampire is the speed. It's better than motorcycles.
Gotta go fast.
Like we caught up to Lawrence, so obviously, like we talked about that earlier, they're insanely fast. So this is where Bella explains that James was trying to kill her it was just like a game to James. So like that's why, like apparently Jacob didn't really know about what caused all of this in the first place. He just knows that Victoria's after her. He finds out that James actually bit Bella, and this kind of like freaks him out a little bit, like to the point where maybe he will transform, which would not be good in his rabbit. Like, who cares about Bella being in the car? But like, we don't want him to break his car. Like, he just built this thing, so priorities, dude.
Can't have that.
Can't have it. He's like, but if he bit you, like, shouldn't you like be a vampire? Basically, is what he's asking. And we all know about what happened with that. Edward sucked out the venom. Bella tries to calm him.
Yeah, he starts losing control. He's like, starts having those tremors. But he's fine.
Jacob, so Bella gets him to calm down, and then Jacob asks about like vampires' powers. Like he knows that Edward could like read minds. And then, so Bella kind of just basically just like explains everything she knows about vampires here. Like no more secrets at this point between the two of them. They just go full on all like boyfriend, girlfriend. We know what's going to happen. Come on. We know what's going to happen. But
I don't know, man. I think Edward's going to get back in time.
No, this is such a romance book. Like, you know they're going to be making out and then Edward shows up. Like, you know. We know.
Maybe we'll be surprised. Who knows?
Stephenie Meyer does some weird things sometimes.
This is true. I'm telling you.
So, yeah, all the different powers. So she explains, like, Jasper can control emotions. Alice, tell the future. Yada, yada, yada. We know this stuff. So Jacob then smooths Bella's hair. Like, this guy is trying really hard. Oh boy. He wants his own personal chef.
Oh.
Sorry, that was...
Wants his own personal... Oh, I see what you're doing, like Emily or whatever.
Yeah.
Wants to make him a ton of food. He likes eggs.
That's my other question. Is, like, are werewolves, like, a sexist thing? Like, women can't do it?
I don't know.
Like, we have found out about no women here that can transform into a werewolf.
Well, the thing is, women are way more patient. They don't get mad. Women don't get mad.
Women get mad? Are you kidding me?
Women don't get mad.
Tell me about my... let me go get my wife, dude. I can get her really mad real quick. And I know your wife can get mad. Oh boy, I've heard that. Don't tell me women don't get mad.
There's no secrets here anymore. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's got something to do with fur. No, I know what it would be. If Stephenie Meyer had women or whatever, she'd get all kinds of flack, because then she'd be like, "What? You're just having a bunch of naked girls running around everywhere? Why are you objectifying women, Stephenie Meyer? Why are you doing that?" So she was like, I better just not even dive into that. I'll just leave it all boys. There we go.
There could be lady vampires. So I don't know. I'm curious if, like, later on we're gonna get that. You know what I mean?
Well, you could probably almost 100%. I would put 98% there. It's possible. She just doesn't. She's not going to bring it up at all. She'll probably confirm it somewhere in the books, but she just won't ever present an actual one. Because it's like she's seriously going to start like something bad with just a bunch of women turning into naked women after they explode into a werewolf. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. She's just like, it's probably not a good idea. It's going to take away from my book.
Yeah,
that's my bet.
Maybe it's just more like this book is about, like, Bella's the only, like, female, you know what I mean, type of thing. So, like...
Right. She's trying not to bring that many girls into it.
Yeah, so she's just writing about how guys and how ripped they are. I don't know.
True. Yeah, most girls that read this book aren't going to want to hear about other girls.
Yeah, I could get that. So basically, Jacob gets busy the next, bit because he's on the hunt for Victoria. She doesn't, I don't know, she kind of like hangs out over in La Push though, just because it's more safe to be around in that area.
Yep.
It's spring break, so it's not like she's going to school. She's basically just, I don't know, hanging out. Like, she'll hang out at Emily's. She like hangs out with Billy, all that stuff. And
then sometimes she goes to the beach. Ha ha ha.
So they Jacob and Bella get talking at one point. Basically Jacob promises Bella, like, hey, didn't we talk about like cliff diving? Like, I'll take the next day off. Like, he's gonna take the next day off from hunting to go with Bella, and they're gonna cliff dive because He promised Bella that a while ago, so they're gonna do it. But the next day, Bella shows up at Billy's house, and apparently they caught a fresh trail, and so Jacob had to leave.
Can't take the day off.
They can't take the day off, man. Like, work came up, you know what I mean? Overtime, it happens.
Yep.
But, so Bella kind of just, like, says, hey, I'm going to go to the beach. So she takes off, goes to the beach, and she's basically just sitting there, and, like, a lot gets to her here. She was like, man, like, we were going to go cliff diving. This is where I was going to be able to hear Edward's voice. This is where, like, she's basically just feeling alone right now. Like, she's getting all, like, that huge, like, that depressed Bella phase. We all know about it. We've heard it, plenty of it.
Yep.
And basically she ends up deciding, you know what?
I'm going for it.
I'm going for it.
I'm going for the big one.
By myself.
And off the biggest cliff, too. Like, not even, like, starting with the small one. She's like, I'll just do the big one.
Yeah, I don't...
Screw this!
Guys, I feel like I have to say this every week. Like, Bella makes absolutely no sense to me. I honestly, like, she needs to go see a freaking therapist. Like, this girl has issues, man. Like... Like, Charlie obviously has heard her screaming in her nightmares, like, for months. Like, that's a clear sign that this girl needs help. And then, like, she can't be alone for 2 seconds? Like,
otherwise she might try to commit suicide.
She might commit suicide. She might go and do this adrenaline rush thing. Like, seriously, like, I am so convinced that she truly didn't really love Edward. I think she just loved the fact that being around him was dangerous because he's a vampire. Like, honestly, like, this...
Ooh.
And then, like, the months where she was super depressed had nothing to do. It was because she was away from her adrenaline junkie thing. Like, I don't know. Like,
she was away from Danger Dan.
I don't know, man. This girl, like, hears voices in her head. Like, she needed to go see someone. I don't know.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
All right, so...
I'm just kidding. I haven't said that at all. That's all you.
It's all me, baby. Don't take credit. All right, so she gets to the cliff.
Finally. Dangles her toes over the edge.
Rolls her balls up, the balls in her feet. She's getting ready to go.
And then all of a sudden, in the back of her head...
Please, for me, Bella. Please. No, Bella.
Bella.
I smiled and raised my arms straight out.
Don't do it, Bella.
I was going to dive. Lifting
Holy
my
crap.
face into the rain.
You know what'd be hilarious is when she jumped off the cliff, she yelled Pocahontas. Do you even get that joke?
I leaned forward, crouching to get more of a spring, and I flung myself off the cliff.
Ouch.
I screamed as I dropped through the open air like a meteor.
Pocahontas!
So she's saying that the scream wasn't out of fear, it was out of exhilaration. Again, adrenaline junkie. And she hits the water, and it was colder than she thought and feared. Then she's basically in the freezing black water, and what
she's
gets
stuck.
to her is the current.
Dun, dun,
She thought she could get to the surface, and she's like, wait a second. Oh, no, the current. It's got me.
I'm screwed.
She's like, I know that you have to, like, you don't swim towards the shore. You, like, swim parallel to it. She's trying all these different things, but she has no idea, like, what direction is which.
Up? Yep.
Yeah, like, anything. Like, she's totally lost here.
It's pitch black.
So she's like, she was at the beginning here. She's like fighting to like survive. Like she's like, oh, I fought to keep my breath in. Like she's trying to like figure out what to do. Edward's like, keep swimming. Dory, the little blue fish, comes out of nowhere. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And then, like, he's like, fight, keep fighting, Bella. And then this is where we get like suicide Bella.
Like,
She
why?
says, why?
Who cares?
I didn't want to fight anymore.
This is stupid.
This is
I'm
where
in love with a dog.
she's like happiness. It made the whole dying thing pretty bearable. Like,
ouch. Emo much? Here, you need to bite of that emo bar.
what does it taste like?
Death and depression.
Does it taste
Have
like?
you ever-
Does it taste
have
like?
you ever
black-
tasted
Does it
depression?
taste like black fingernails?
It tastes like rotten fly carcasses. Yep, it's about as good as it gets.
So a little bit of protein. Okay.
No protein. It's just the carcass. The protein's already combusted. It's gone. You just get the carcass. Yeah.
This
That's
doesn't sound like
depression for you.
there's anything in it for me.
There isn't. That's what depression is. There's nothing there for you. You just get to eat that, and there's no point.
Interesting.
Don't do it, people. Don't do it. It's not worth it.
So why would I fight when I was so happy where I was? Like, she's content
I'm
with the
happy
idea.
dying.
She's content with the idea of dying. Like, that's not a good sign.
That is not a thought that's very common in people.
Yeah, if you're having the thought like, hey, dying,
Why fight
sounds
for my
pretty
life?
good.
Yeah. This
You-
is a good out.
Please
No
go
more
see a
suffering.
therapist. Go see someone, please. Like, this is, oh man,
Right?
gosh, dude.
It's kind of weird.
So
Goodbye, I love you was my last thought.
water flooded down my throat, choking and burning.
Burning. I've choked on water before, especially salt water. It was not
Salt
good.
water is the grossest thing.
Yeah, and it just goes straight in the lungs, and you're like, oh shoot! And then you start having spasms, and you're like, you have to kind of fight it to like not choke on water again. It's a pretty
Yeah.
bad feeling.
I was almost happy this was over. This was easier. This is an easier death than others I faced. Oddly peaceful. She like sees Edward like in front of her, like, and
He's not real, Bella.
not real, dude. But basically, like, pulls her to the ocean floor, and like you said, her last thought was goodbye, I love you, and that's the end of the chapter. My predictions here are like Jacob or something pulls her out. I don't know. I don't think
Really?
I still
Already?
like, I'm still convinced that like Edward's gonna come back after, like, not like maybe during while they're kissing, but like I feel like they have to kiss first, so that way like Bella feels like she's betrayed Edward. Like, I just feel like there's got to be like something that happens first between her and Bella. I mean, her and Jacob.
Yeah.
So I don't think Edward comes back yet and saves
We
her
don't
from
know.
this. That's why I think it's Jacob. Maybe like giving her mouth to mouth, and then Edward shows up, so it like looks like something was happening. I don't know. But I just feel like there's got to be something that happens first before Edward can come back. So I don't think Edward saves her here. I think
Right.
that it's Jacob, personally. It's obviously she doesn't die. There's like 2 more books after this, so like,
And the book isn't even.
And
it's
she
just
doesn't-
about halfway done now.
and she doesn't save herself because it's Bella. Like, this girl can't walk without falling, so there's no
She'll
way
probably drown and then get washed up on the shore and then wake up with like seaweed all over her, but like Victoria's standing over her or something.
Whoa.
Like, hello, Bella.
Victoria
Nah, that'd be-
saves her just to like torture her.
Oh, ooh, that'd be good.
It'd
be a sweet little twist.
That's
Just
possible.
runs off with her, puts her on her back, and runs up a hill.
So, okay. Like a little monkey. Anyways, the next chapter is called Paris. And so, based off
What?
Just based off of that title, my guess is this is where the clock things happens.
I know, right? Right when you
But,
said
like-
Paris, I was like, whoa.
But that's so quick. Like, I don't understand why. Like,
Why are they
how
going to
does
Paris?
She's
just
like
drowned.
drowning. How does she get to Paris? Like, what the heck? It's like going on here. But
Oh, maybe the same thing will happen where we're gonna like flip a couple pages and each page will be a month. Time's gonna fly by and Jacob and her will be dating a long time.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's like Pearl Harbor, the movie, you know, like they're dating or whatever, and then like the guy's actually not dead and he comes back. It's gonna be like that, but Edward comes back. But anyways,
Or like Castaway and he comes back and his wife's already remarried.
oh dude, that's such a good movie, man.
And he's like, I knocked a tooth out with an ice skate and you get married?
to my dentist of all people.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh dang, that's even harsh. I didn't even know it. I was just throwing the tooth thing in for fun.
No, it's his dentist.
That was
man.
actually irony. Holy crap. I need to watch that movie again. I watched it once when I was a kid and I didn't like it.
What? It's a fantastic movie.
I know, but when I was a kid, I got like super stressed out watching it because he was just suffering the whole time, you know?
Oh, it's such a good movie. Okay.
Yeah, well, I gotta watch it again. I just said I gotta watch it again. This guy over here.
Yeah, you do. So yeah, I think that does it. Those are my predictions, and
Well, we'll find out here in a bit when we start re-recording in about a couple hours.
go read that WikiHow. That was just too good. Anybody's listening, that was like it's the best thing ever.
Tell them what it is. Tell them what to search for.
How to act like a vampire from Twilight, I think is what it was.
There you go.
And
do it, people.
Read the comments and stuff below because that's where I got a good amount of the. You'll just laugh. It's just too funny.
Let's start actual questions like that.
A subreddit, and I'll post
something.
that in that subreddit because that's
we'll make that thing come alive again. Have people come with good questions.
Well, I think that's gonna do it. Eric, you got anything?
Thanks for the reviews. Maybe we'll get another review before we record again. Who knows?
That would be sweet.
Our goal today, if you have not left a review today, take a minute, write down a number. Any number. Doesn't even matter what. But leave it in the review. That way I know you listened and you followed directions. And you, my friend, are a champion. That's all I have to say about that.
The review that we got today... Oh, jeez. That was awkward. The review that we got, they said they finally are going to leave a review. So, like, there's people out there that are, like, hesitating to leave one. Just do it.
You're just bored, out of your mind. You're like, I could just leave a review for that podcast right now. Do it, people!
And tell a friend. Let's go. Let's build this thing up, people.
And if your daddy's got a lot of money because he's got a really big company, guess what? We're sponsored. Instantly. We're good. We'll sponsor. We'll sponsor anything. Or we'll sponsor anything? No, we'll be sponsored by anything. I don't even care if it's Depends diapers, dude. I'll wear Depends. Let's go. Sounds comfortable.
Yeah. Maybe we'll rip one. Like we'll wear it and rip it.
We'll do the werewolf test. Will it Depends survive, Jacob?
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. This has been Twilight Noobs. I'm Jason.
I'm Howard. Okay, fine. I'm Eric. Jeez. Dang, man. Come on.
And don't forget to kick off those Air Jordans before you transform.
Not a sponsor.